This is Coogan Cassius for Eiffel TV. We're in St George's Hall here in Liverpool for the Merseybeat press conference ahead of Saturday. What are you doing?
I'm just having a bit of a banter with a guy who's turned up just to show some appreciation.
You better not switch off Saturday night.
Okay, I'm not going to switch off Saturday night. Let's just hope my eyes don't end up going like this. Otherwise I'm in trouble again then, aren't I?
Coogan Cassius, Tony Bellew. First of all, commiserations.
Yeah,
You come to...
Let's listen. This is a boxing press
No,
conference.
no.
This is not
no.
a football press conference.
No.
My football
because
family
if
and
you've
friends.
beaten us, I'm sure you would have brought it up.
No. Because like I say, football and boxing are two totally different sports, two totally different minefields. So don't step on the minefields when you're coming round
So
here.
when it suits you.
Oh no,
I never. Sing when you're winning, kind of thing.
I never mention Arsenal ever. All I ever do is give Arsenal credit and praise them. As much as it kills me, I do give credit to good managers and good football teams. Arsenal are a very good football team with a very good manager, so that's all I have to say about that.
Okay. How stress-free have you been making the weight this time? Well, you haven't made it yet, actually. So
no, you're tempting fate, Dave. Let's start touching wood because I might fail that tomorrow.
I will.
No, it's nice. It's nice to train as hard as I possibly can. And fuel up after every session and everything. I just I live life like a normal person really, but don't get me wrong, I'm still on a strict diet. I still adhere to certain needs, and it is what it is, mate. I keep going with what I've got to do.
You've seen, like I said, the first press conference I've seen you where you haven't been a bit aggravated and you've riled yourself up more than anything, I suppose, because you've created beef with opponents that haven't even been there before.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, it's very hard when you're losing weight and you've got to lose even more weight, and you're depleting your body and taking bits away from yourself all the time. The last thing you want to hear is opponents really say, I'm going to do this to you, or I'm going to smash you, I'm going to knock you out. And really that's the name of the game, but you don't want to hear them things when you're depleting your body and you're really at your wit's end. So that's what usually happens. I usually bite. Someone throws out a fishing line and I'm usually the biggest carp they'll catch. But it's very different now. I can sit there. Valery Brudov was very complimentary of me, and very nice, seems like a very nice guy. But even if he'd have been the nastiest guy and probably put it on me and give me, I'm going to do this and that, I wouldn't have risen to it today, because like I said, I just feel I'm not that I'm past that now, but I just don't feel like I've got any kind of I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. I just haven't got that edge, because I don't need it right now, and I don't really feel there's any kind of deep struggle. Don't get me wrong, there's going to be a struggle Saturday night, and I'm prepared for what he's going to bring, because this is a tough fight, no two ways about it. But at the same time, I can adapt to things and adjust to things differently now, with not having to murder myself with the scales.
Valery Brudov been in the likes with Guillermo Jones and Afolabi he's been in with as well. So he's mixed it in at that level, isn't he? And he's fought for the world title as well. So
he's a really good fighter. He's in a similar position to myself. Fought for the world title on 2 occasions, lost narrowly on one and stopped on the other. He is a world-class fighter, but I'm not going to stand here and say, he's the elite, or I beat this guy, I should be fighting for the world title. This guy, for me, he's a gatekeeper, and he takes world-class fighters to the very edge. And I've only really seen him beaten well by Ola Afolabi, but I think that was just down to the fact that he couldn't cope with Ola Afolabi's style. And what Ola Afolabi brings to the table, he just couldn't deal with that on the night. I bring something completely different to the table. I'm a stand-up boxer. I'll trade if he wants to trade, and it's as simple as that, really. So I don't think he'll find me as awkward to deal with as he did Afolabi. I think he'll find me more that I'm in the pocket with him, or I'll box with him. I'll just do whatever it takes on Saturday night. I anticipate a really good fight, and I'm just looking forward to it. I anticipate, like I say, a really, really good fight. This card was massively and heavily stacked. It's been very unfortunate for lads to have injuries and illnesses. It's really sad, but this is boxing, and that's the way it goes.
Obviously, everybody heard mention in the press conference Marco Hook.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're not overlooking this fight. I wouldn't suggest that you are for 1 second, but there's got to be that sort of pot of gold at the end of this for you at some point this year. Is that too soon, even?
No, it's not too soon. I mean, listen, Marco Hook's missed the excitement of the division. He's a tried and tested, proven cruiserweight. He's an outstanding world champion, someone who I respect massively. I'm a fan of Marco Hook. he's a great fighter. Like I say, he's Mr. Excitement of the division. But there's other world champions out there too, not just Marco Huck. I'll take whichever comes. You know, listen, I'm all about just becoming a world champion in the sport, and if that means, you know, facing the best, which Marco Huck is, and, you know, don't forget the others. There's a really good seasoned champion in Guillermo Jones. There's an exciting, solid all-round fighter in Christoph Wuldrach. You know, and there's also other champions. There is some really good fights for me at this weight division. There really is. So I'm excited about this weight division. Like I say, you know, Huck, Guillermo Jones, Christoph Wuldrach, and then you've got, you know, Juan Pablo Hernandez, the exciting Southpaw Cuban. There's great fights in this division for me, but like I say, it's all about Valerie Brudov on Saturday and coming through that first and foremost.
Alright, listen.
I'm trying to understand your fashion.
Well, what's wrong?
Every single time I see it.
What's baffling you at the moment?
This is very like a come down. I'm usually used to seeing you in like a bright orange tracksuit or a red tracksuit or just something that's really loud. This is very conservative for you. I'm very shocked. I mean, so
there's a compliment in there somewhere.
There is.
Why are you looking at my shoes?
It's kind of complimentary, but I'm looking for like.
Do you like my shoes?
They're not bad. I think they're Hugo Boss. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. I've seen the green tag on them, but you know that doesn't mean nothing if they're Hugo Boss. If they're nice,
I didn't mention what they were.
They could be.
Yeah,
like them. You know what you meant. They could be golden and be nice. It doesn't make no difference to me, but it's very conservative. I'm surprised. I mean, you look like a guy who's ready to who's got absolutely nothing on underneath that coat. You look like a bit of a streaker. You look that in the blend of things.
I can't work it out. Are you being nice to me or are you being a prick?
No, I'm not. I'm just being nice. I'm just telling you what's on my mind. I'm getting off genuine. I mean, you just look like one of these streaker guys because you look so you blend into the environment. But at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if you had absolutely nothing on underneath that, or one of them kind of morph suits or something like that. I always expect something different from you, and today you just don't look different.
Do you know what?
You look just standard cougs, and that's not normal.
Listen, alright, okay. I can say the same thing about you because I expected you to come in giving it all the talk in the press conference, which you usually do.
Yeah.
And this time you didn't.
No.
So maybe we're both changing.
But there's a reason for mine.
There's no a reason for mine as well.
What's your reason?
No, I don't need to disclose it.
Oh, well, you see, now we're keeping secrets. Friends,
listen,
don't keep
I'm in the
secrets,
Holiday Inn
cougs.
later on, room 127.
Jesus Christ, the Holiday Inn.
What
an outstanding venture that's going to be. That is a lovely place. I like the Holiday Inn. Do you know what people will believe? For people on watching this now, people will probably believe I stay in swanky hotels and I'm this kind of rich guy, but you know, the night before a fight, I'm in a travel lodge.
Yeah? Nothing wrong with a travel lodge.
Great a travel lodge, love it. Quiet, peaceful, and you don't hear silly noises coming from speakers like that either.
Absolutely not. I was out with 20 Scouse girls the other day in Essex.
Yeah.
And we're about to be reunited tonight.
Is that supposed to impress me?
No, I'm not. You're married with children. You ain't in the game anymore.
Exactly.
You're not in the game anymore.
There you go. It's not a game, son. It's not a game. Love is not a game. It's an important thing.
Listen, love the one you're with, on whichever night it is. Coogan Cassius, IFL TV, Tony Bellew.